And for some reason, nobody ever designed a veg tan topped foam insole that will go in any of your shoes. And there is plenty of insoles out there that have leather on top. There's a couple maybe that might have veg tan on top, but they're all down to like 0.5 millimeters thick. This stuff is 2 millimeters thick. These are dropped and they're limited quantities. This is our first test batch. So if you want a pair of saddle soles, check them out below. It's here, my personal pair of tankers. Because if you remember, when we launched these, shout out to Lucas, finally hooked it up with the Therman pair of alien core tankers for me. That's what I thought was in this box. It's not. So if you don't even know what I'm talking about, these are, oh gosh, let me fix my top camera. Did not check that before we started. Also, you hear that crunching in the background? You hear that whirling of a machine? That is because we are inundated by saddle sole orders and boot brake orders, and we're working overtime trying to get everything out to you guys, so I appreciate your guys' patience with the saddle soles. We sold way more than we expected, so we had to bring in a few helping hands. Jaren's wife came in, Catherine, a few other people have come in and helped. And so that's the noise. I have no idea how bad it is, so if it's terrible, I'll never do it again. But we're gonna test it. So complain as much as you want in the comments, because if it's terrible, I won't do it again. If it's okay, you might get a video every once in a while with the clicker going on in the background. Baden's on it right now. You probably have seen Philip. He's one of my best buds, one of my best friends, the best mentor I've ever had. You've seen him on the 1 million subscriber Q&A, and I've literally had every single one of his kids work for me, except for his youngest, who's 15. And that was cool to me because, like I said, he's one of my best friends, but especially as a mentor. He's, for the business, for personal life, for everything. He's been an awesome mentor to me. And so when you have an awesome mentor, you pay it forward, you pass it along, you find people to mentor, especially if it's your mentor's kids. And so it's been really cool. I've had Chelsea go through the shop, Baden's come through the shop, Chase has come through the shop. So we're waiting for the last scraggler. I think he's 15, so I legally can't hire him yet. But then the Infinity Gauntlet will be complete of the Philip family. So that's the explanation of what's going on. But it's ultimately your guys' fault for giving us so much support. So thank you guys. It's been a really cool year so far. I think all the hard work we did last year with the 1 million subscriber giveaway, all the collaborations we launched last year, it's all paying off this year. And we literally couldn't have done it without you guys' support. So thank you, sincerely. And now to the cool. So, knife's not in there. Where's that little thing? I never grab it because I always take it home with me. I'd try the other knife. They got that nice little utility blade version. This is the Lander 5. So what's in the next box? Is it my alien core tankers on the Therman last? Let's find out. Okay, let's do it. These are so ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I've seen these a little bit around the shop. I got a little peep of them. So it's not a full-on raw reaction, but oh my gosh, look at how much more this pops in the red. This thing is wicked. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Tankers and blood core this time instead of the alien blood core. Look how, we were talking about this in Lean today. It looks like a Tron boot. Like this has, because of that high, like Tron Ares I think came out last year. That's what this reminds me of. You know, you just have those little highlights, those little pops of color, and because it's bright red, you really see the pops of color in this. Oh my gosh, especially like through there. Like when I tilt the boot like that, like all that red popping. And what's cool about this is when you wear them, yeah, it's kind of a poppy color, it's bright, but your pant is gonna cover up most of it. And so it's a lot more subtle than it looks. And in order for it to get to this level of beating up, this is like the ultimate amount of beating up this leather you could ever do. You know, this is a 20 light year space freighter journey that ran into xenomorphs and Predator hive ship and had to fight through the Galactic Empire to try to deliver the payload in 27 parsecs, or I'm trying to remember what the hell Han Solo did. Oh, I did it in 8 parsecs or something like that. That's the kind of abuse that you'd have to put through these boots to get it to pop this much. So for the majority of the lifetime of the boot, you're not gonna look like this. It's mostly gonna be subtle with some pops of color where you chunk the piece out, or where you kick the curb, or you've worn out the top coat by pulling the buckles. And just to show you, first of all, the difference between the Thurman last and the H&W last, let me zoom up a little bit. You can really see the difference. See how this big toe comes in? This big toe stays pretty straight. But it also, to me, it looks even more extreme in red. I thought the green was gonna be like way over the top and ridiculous and like, will I even wear this? But it turned out to be more subtle than the red. You know what I mean? They both turned out so sick. I still don't have my green pair, so I'm pretty sure Nix is gonna hook it up with my Alien Core on the Thurman last. So you might see one more unboxing. I was hoping they're gonna be here. That's what, like I said, I thought that's what this box was. Which is a better surprise anyway. I was more excited about this. Just look at it. Like that shot right there, are you kidding me? It looks so insane. Cass was just designing her boot because if you remember like 2 years ago, it might have been 3 years by now, we did the go-go boots that Nix made, and in exchange, Cass wore them in exchange and edited the video in exchange for a pair of custom boots. And we just never got the order in. And so she's making a custom pair of tankers all blacked out. And she's trying to decide between if she does a toe cap or not. And now I'm like looking at this, I'm like, dang, I wonder if the next iteration we do a little toe cap on it. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't want a toe cap right now. I like the simplicity of it. I like how it's, you know, it flows really well. Plus with this last, the toe cap can look really bulbousy, but I'm curious. So maybe I'll do an unboxing of when Cass gets her boots and when I get my pair of Alien Core, and we'll compare and contrast and see if she ended up putting a toe cap on it, how it looks. And like, I love the Munson last, or the Thurman last. It doesn't bother me. Like the anatomical shape, I like the anatomical shape more than the pointy shape. So freaking cool. So these drop Thursday. This is just a quick redrop. You know, when we launched this, I was shocked at how many people are like, do this again, but in blood core. Do it in the regular blood core. Like Alien Core's sick, but do it in regular blood core. And so I basically just asked Nix, I was like, should we do it in blood core? And Shiler's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's run it back. And so huge shout out to Nix for being willing to run this back like immediately. You know, it's like a month ago we launched these. And so you guys asked and Nix delivered. And that's hard to do because you think about how Nix has their queue of orders. They've got their projects that they want to launch. They've got their other collaborations with other people, and it's a collaboration, so we get a cut. And so it's not as profitable for Nix to do this compared to their own products. So huge shout out to Nix for not only being willing to work with us on this whole concept, but also to deliver on what you guys want. You know, if you guys want blood core tankers, Nix freaking delivered. And I think it's pretty limited quantities. If we know, here's the quantities, but I don't actually know what the quantities are. But they do launch on Thursday. And make sure you're on the limited edition email list so you get early access to guarantee yourself a pair. And it also puts you the first of the line so you don't have to wait quite as long. Dang, don't these look so good? Let's try them on. I've got a secret project on my feet that I don't know if I can show yet. Yeah, I can't show it yet. I'll give you a little teaser though. That ain't the red rocket, I promise you that. It's another small drop we might have on the books. Okay, let's try them on. Also, just a little teaser of, I don't know, maybe we're working on some socks. I don't know. Because there's one issue with socks. Actually, there's a lot of issues with socks. But one of them is I hate when they're, like I like high quality socks, but I hate how they're just full of mountains and colors and patterns. And I'm like, I just want a basic sock. And so then you go get a pair of Nike socks and you're like, oh, these are nice, except for they fall apart in a month and they're just cotton and they don't work, case in point. And so I'm like, I wish somebody just made a simple sock that's high quality, that doesn't not have branding all over it, that's not full of mountains and patterns and 30 different colors. I just want a high quality basic sock. Man, if only someone was working on that. Okay, here we go. Ooh, like a frickin' glove. These actually feel so good. Yeah, my toe, so what size are these? Do they say? Sometimes when they send me custom pairs, they don't stamp them. And I'm like, of all the boots you should stamp, they should be mine, so I can get a size recommendation. I'm pretty sure it's a 9.5. I'm pretty sure it's a 9.5D, because that's usually what I order on the Thurman last from Nix. And right now, it has the replaceable insole in there. My toe goes to about there. So I've got about a finger width towards the end of the boot, just sitting down. So let me lace them up. So as far as I'm concerned, these tankers fit the same as any of your other Nix boots. Dang, these red ones are sick. I really like the red. Look at that. Look at that. Let me scoot this up just to show it off a little bit. Look at it. Doesn't that look so freaking good? And then when your pants are over it, these pants are too short. I'll stand up. Got it. Look at that. See? It's way more subtle than you think. I'm curious to see how these panels age and as they wear in with that flex, because this is that new pattern of theirs. I'm curious to see how that folds and what it does over time. Doesn't it look so good though? So, I think what's nice about these is they have the insole in them. It's just a leather insole because I think it's rubber lasted, right? Yeah, so instead of veg tan insole, you get a rubber insole because it's their tactical boots. And they give you the insole that looks like it was all tacked to it. It's part of probably the process to make sure that there's plenty of toe room, because if you added the insole after, that toe room would be taken up way too quickly. Oh, I'm out of breath. But when you add this in, it gaps the boot so that it will receive this again. So whether you keep this, throw a boot breaker in there, throw the new saddle sole in there. Now, here's your example of when the machine's off. So we'll see how bad it, or how passable it actually was. So I think that's it. Let me know what else you guys want to see. I'll link the cut in half video below. I'll link the sizing video below because these drop on Thursday. So make sure you're on that limited edition email list so you don't miss out. So thank you guys for all your support. The Blood Core tankers and saddle soles and boot breakers, check those out. And huge shout out to Nix again. They're so fun to work with. They've been like the most fun collaborator. Like look at the Indy 1 through 5 series. Absolutely ridiculous and over the top and such a pain in the butt for them to make. You know, tankers out of ridiculous over the top leather. It's so fun. So huge shout out to Nix. And thank you guys again for all your support with the collaborations with our boot breakers and our saddle soles and our laces. That's how all this is possible. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. See ya.